The moment Caitlin Clark stepped into the WNBA, everyone expected excitement. What nobody expected was that nearly every game would spark another national debate. One hard foul turns into breaking news. One heated exchange becomes the biggest topic on social media. And before the final buzzer even sounds, millions of fans are already arguing over what really happened. That's what makes this story different from almost anything the league has experienced before. This isn't just about a rookie learning the professional game. It's about a player who arrived with enormous expectations, record-breaking television audiences, and a spotlight brighter than almost anyone before her. Every pass, every three-pointer, every turnover, and every collision is analyzed from every possible angle. For longtime WNBA fans, the physical style of play isn't surprising. Veteran players have always competed with intensity, and earning respect has never been easy. But Caitlin Clark's arrival changed one important thing. Suddenly, millions of new viewers were watching games they had never watched before. Plays that might have gone unnoticed in previous seasons were now being replayed across sports networks and social media feeds within minutes. That difference created two completely different conversations. One group of fans argued that Clark was simply experiencing the same challenges every talented rookie faces. Another group believed the amount of contact and attention she received stood out compared with what they expected. As more clips circulated online, both sides became even more convinced they were right. Then the media entered the discussion, and the story grew far beyond basketball. Television hosts, former athletes, and sports commentators all began offering their own opinions. Some defended the league's physical style, saying professional basketball has always demanded toughness. Others questioned whether officials should be doing more to protect one of the league's fastest-growing stars. Instead of settling the debate, every interview seemed to create another wave of headlines. The attention surrounding Clark also revealed something fascinating about modern sports. A single highlight no longer stays inside the arena. Within seconds, fans break down every angle, create slow-motion videos, compare similar plays from previous seasons, and argue endlessly in comment sections. One moment can dominate sports conversations for days, even if another game has already been played. That constant attention has placed enormous pressure on everyone involved. Referees know every whistle will be analyzed. Coaches understand every post-game comment could become a headline. Players realize every emotional reaction might spread across the internet before they even reach the locker room. The spotlight isn't focused on one person anymore, it shines on the entire league. As attendance numbers climbed and television ratings continued to improve, league officials found themselves balancing two challenges at the same time. They wanted to celebrate unprecedented growth while also responding to growing criticism from fans who demanded more consistency in officiating and clearer communication after controversial games. Every decision or lack of one became another talking point. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continued doing what had made her famous long before turning professional. She stretched defenses with deep shooting range, delivered spectacular passes that few players could even attempt, and played with the confidence that had attracted millions of fans during her college career. Defenders responded by making every possession difficult, forcing her to adjust to the speed and physicality of the professional level. Former players often point out that elite athletes naturally receive extra defensive attention because opponents understand the impact they can have on a game. At the same time, many fans argue that Clark's popularity means every physical play involving her receives far more attention than similar plays involving other players. Those two ideas can both be true, which is exactly why the conversation refuses to disappear. What makes this story especially compelling is that there isn't one simple answer. Basketball is a physical sport. Star players often receive extra attention from defenders. Social media magnifies every controversial moment. And when millions of new fans enter the conversation at once, disagreements become even louder. All of those factors have combined to create one of the most closely watched seasons in recent WNBA history. By the middle of the season, the discussion was no longer focused only on basketball strategy. Questions about media coverage, officiating, player respect, and league leadership began dominating headlines almost as much as the games themselves. Every new controversy seemed to build on the previous one, creating the feeling that the league couldn't escape the spotlight even for a single wee. Have you ever noticed how one player can completely change the conversation around an entire league? Not just because of incredible performances, but because every game suddenly feels like a national event. That's exactly what happened when Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA. Before she ever played her first professional game, expectations had already reached unbelievable levels. Ticket demand exploded, television networks adjusted their schedules, and arenas that had struggled to fill seats suddenly couldn't keep up with fan interest. It felt as if a single rookie had become the center of an entire sport. But success has a strange way of creating pressure. The brighter the spotlight becomes, the more every mistake, every victory, and every controversial moment gets magnified. Within weeks, basketball conversations were no longer focused only on points, assists, or wins. Instead, people began asking much bigger questions. Was Clark receiving the normal treatment every talented rookie experiences? Had the league underestimated just how much attention she would attract? Or had the public started interpreting ordinary basketball through an entirely different lens because millions of new viewers were watching every possession? The debate didn't begin with one specific game. It grew little by little. Every hard screen, every contested shot, every foul, and every emotional exchange between players quickly found its way onto social media. Short clips spread across the internet within minutes, often reaching people who hadn't watched the full game. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion. Fans analyzed slow-motion replays, former athletes shared their perspectives, television hosts debated officiating decisions, and sports radio spent hours discussing moments that, in previous seasons, might have been forgotten by the next morning. That's one of the biggest differences between today's sports world and the leagues of the past. Every camera angle becomes evidence. Every replay becomes another argument. One clip can reach millions of people before players even leave the arena. Context often disappears while emotion spreads faster than facts. In that environment, a single possession can become the biggest sports story of the week. Caitlin Clark arrived carrying enormous expectations because of what she accomplished in college basketball. Her long-range shooting transformed the way defenses had to play against her. Her court vision created passing opportunities that few players even attempted. More importantly, she attracted viewers who had never regularly watched women's basketball before. Many fans followed her journey from college into the professional ranks, bringing unprecedented attention with them. That kind of popularity is rare in any sport. The league welcomed that attention because increased television ratings, stronger attendance numbers, and greater sponsorship opportunities benefit everyone. More viewers create more opportunities for players, teams, broadcasters, and future stars. Yet rapid growth also creates new challenges. Every controversial moment becomes more visible. Every disagreement becomes louder. Every decision made by officials, coaches, or league executives receives far greater scrutiny than before. As the season progressed, physical play became one of the biggest talking points. Veteran defenders challenged Clark aggressively, forcing her to adjust to the speed and strength of professional basketball. Many longtime observers pointed out that this is nothing unusual. Throughout basketball history, highly skilled rookies have often received extra defensive attention because opponents understand how dangerous they can become. Earning respect at the professional level has always required adapting to tougher competition. Other fans saw something different. They argued that certain moments of